God. No, I agree with you. I do think Flus is trending in the right direction. And the one thing for me about Flus here's the one thing, right, that you can't deny. That is something that the Lions have done, which coming into this season, we talked about, everybody said this, I hope the Chicago Bears, or I think the Chicago Bears can be the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
They're still competing. They're still fighting. 4-8, teams give up.
Steve, buddy.
4-8, teams give up all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it's not even a surprise. 4-8, the season's over. We're done. So we give up. Now, granted, the mediocrity in the league,
parity of the league is why
comparative.
Yes.
Or competitive, right? Like you can look at some, again, looking at your top 10 right now, right? The Jets are in there, all of that, the Chargers, teams that you didn't think would be in there. Everybody had the Chargers pegged as a top 5 team in the NFL as a whole. They're a top 10 team in the NFL draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at this Bears team, the question on the table, of course, is can the Bears win out? But what happens if the Bears win out? Who stays, who goes? That's the greatest question right now. I love that, shout out to did you get this right? Let me look here.
I got it right.
I think this one's right. This one's good to go. The games are in the right order.
I got it.
I mean, listen, you got Cleveland coming up next. You got Arizona. You got Atlanta. You got Green Bay to finish the season. How Bears of it would it be to win the next 3 games and then we lose against the Packers? But hopefully, right, like, can the Bears win out? That is the real question right now. And I'm going to tell you this. If the Bears win out 9-8, not only is everybody coming back, you might have a buy-in. You might have a double down contract extension, all of that. Mm-hmm. You're picking up Justin Fields' option. You're not asking questions anymore if the Bears went out. But question on the table,
we don't have
4
to
games, can the Bears win out? You don't have to pick it up till 2024.
We don't. And
right after the draft, pretty much.
The other thing is this. Like, if you're playing this, like, y'all playing long ball. We're not talking about building this team for right now. This is like you're building the foundation. They should draft a quarterback. If Fields is not the guy and they're not confident in him, next year is when you need to trade a draft. Because now, if it's the 5th-year option, you got this quarterback sitting, right? And he sits that rookie year. So he comes in after the 4th. After next year, you draft him. So if you don't want to extend him after his 5th year, you got the quarterback sitting for at least a year, ready to start, and we move on. That would be the smart, prudent thing to do, in my opinion.
The one thing I love, right? I said this on the radio yesterday. Yurko talked about until the Pack. He's always talked about this. Until the Packers find John Yurkovich, former NFL player. If y'all don't know, Carmen and Yurko.
His name dropping like that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, all right.
He talked about how the Packers went about it. I don't agree with this personally with where the Bears are now, but he said the Packers drafted a quarterback every single year until they figured out if they had the right guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Yurko, as I said that on the radio, he even texted me and said, even when they had Favre, Detmeyer, Brunell, Doug Peterson, Kurt Warner, Matt Hasselbeck, Aaron Brooks, still trying to make sure that you have somebody on the roster that can play. Mm-hmm. Of course, Hasselbeck, Aaron Brooks, Kurt Warner, Doug Peterson, those are all guys that actually got a little bit of time at starting. Kurt Warner ends up being a star in LA, all of that stuff, right? Matt Hasselbeck, great time in, was that Seattle?
Mm-hmm.
Seattle? He's the one that shot himself in the foot, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, we're going to win this.
We want the ball and we're going to win.
I mean, he was hyped. He was hyped. I mean,
Hey, no. Hey, you can't immediately throw a pick 6 on the first play.
That's the problem. He threw a pick 6. That's the problem.
Oh, immediately threw a pick 6 on the first play, bro. I love it. I love the confidence, Matt, but that was terrible.
But
that's how, right, they went about that's how they went about addressing the future. So even if the Bears go 9-8, maybe that's a path that Ryan Poles looks to take. Now, none of those guys first-round guys. Right, you're talking about later rounds. We're going to pick somebody here, pick a guy here, pick a guy here. Right, even technically that started this year, right? Undrafted rookie, Tyson Bagent. You pick him up. He comes in 4 games. He looks solid for 4 games. Love it.
But I think the other issue is that they have a system and they've been able to cultivate. They know what works, right? This could be the first time in a while that we have a system. It would be nice because you need consistency, right?
Yeah.
You got to have something in where this is what we run, this is our system. Like Shanahan, this is my system. The Packers, this is the system we're running. To your point, all those guys, even with the homegrown, that came from the Bill Walsh tree, all that type of stuff. All those guys are under that umbrella of like, this is how it works. So are we in a position where do we actually know and can identify the right talent that we need? So do they believe in Fields? I think you can do it, but it's such a weird 50-50 thing. Some people, if you defend Justin, you're an idiot, and other people hate him or you just love him. It's like, there's no in between. And it's like, I want to believe in the guy because I think he can. He's got way too much athletic ability. He can throw. It's just we want him to process a little bit faster to get that ball out in certain instances.
Yeah.
But he can make plays. He can break it down.
Well, and I think that's why, to me, right, when I look at, can the Bears win out, I look at the first game. Cleveland. That's your toughest matchup.
That's going to be tough.
Can you find a way to win that game? You still got – listen, Joe Flacco might come back to earth with how this defense is playing. You love the fact that you're going up against Joe Flacco and not Deshaun Watson, right? But Joe Flacco balled out. Joe Flacco's excited to be back in the NFL.
But they probably haven't seen Joe Flacco, so they don't know how to scheme for him yet.
Because he's seen Flacco.
No,
Flus is, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Flacco
No, I'm saying he balled out.
Wasn't he in Indy for a little while?
I think he's been chilling.
No, he's been chilling this year, but wasn't he in Indy didn't he have a stint in Indy?
I didn't even know he was still playing. I didn't know he was still available.
He wasn't.
But my point is like
he wasn't.
It's the whole point is the element of surprise. Okay, they don't know his anticipation, his moves. 100%. So it's like he's hot now. Now, again, the cover 2 defense beats bad quarterbacks. Yeah. This is the problem. Cleveland has a tight end. If Flacco is, because he has experience, if he can find those little sweet spots in the cover 2, we could have a problem. Or he's not that great and we're going to beat him anyways.
Yeah.
But are we going to do the same thing that the Getsy did against the Vikings?
Here's the thing.
And screen past to death.
Everyone's seen Flacco, though. So Flacco's not he's not a surprise. It's not like Flacco hasn't been in the NFL for 5 years.
True.
He was on the Jets last year. He played a good time. He's been on the Jets the last, 3 years? And he's played every season.
Yeah, you're right.
He's played every season. So everyone's seen Joe Flacco. So it's not like he's going to surprise you with this. I think the question mark is, can you get pressure on Joe Flacco? Can you disrupt his game? And the defense that you're playing over there is, outside of Dallas, are we saying they're the best defense in the NFL?
Yeah, well, we're up there. I thought are we the number one?
We're number one.
We're rushing right now.
Rushing.
We're number one.
That's great.
Which is great. It speaks to us.
Where are we in the past?
I think we're like 24th. Yeah,
we're
100%.
I felt we looked better on the past.
I think Drew's on point with that. I think we're.
He's our new stat guy.
New stat guy. Sorry, Jordan, you're fired.
Sorry, Jordan.
I hate for you to find out this way. But no,
snap! Flacco has never not. He went after Baltimore, Denver, and then New Jersey.
He's been in the league every year. This is his first league not in the year, or not. This is first year not in the league.
Well, no,
for extended time. He was on his mama couch 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that.
Oh, he got picked
and then
up.
When Deshaun went down, they called him in because they knew they had nothing there.
Jordan, it was a good run.
Jordan, it was a good run.
Had a good run.
You can't dismiss the Niners defense. Either way, right? It's a top 3 defense in the NFL. Yeah. No matter what you say, it's a top 3 defense in the NFL.
No,
and so you've got to figure out how to beat that. You got Myles Garrett coming in. That's terrifying because he's probably going to attack either Braxton Jones or Nate Davis all day.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of those guys that he can play at every spot. He picks the right side. He picks the weakest lineman. He does what I don't know who started it, but I know the moment I noticed it was J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt used to go to every single offensive lineman. And whoever played him the weakest, that's who he played on the entire day.
Well,
that's
smart.
Exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett is going to go to every single offensive lineman, and he's going to probably stop on Braxton or Nate Davis.
So he's going to Braxton Jones.
Or maybe Nate Davis. Nate Davis got dog walked versus Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Well, Nate Davis got dropped like that Cubs basketball that we don't know where it's at.
The middle of that line was still looking bad. Like, we still have line issues when I watch this team. Like, I know that we're trending up, and I can't wait for them to fix this offensive line.
Yeah.
Because we still have problems with that. It's hard to sit there and dog Justin Fields out because he got to get the ball quicker. That do you see him shredding tacklers off of him? He's that strong and big where he's juking these guys off of there, and they're all on him. There's times where there's one or two where he's holding the ball supposedly, yes.
Yeah.
But there's other times where he don't have the time. So it just depends when they send that pressure. How well does the line hold up? And I've seen them really get pushed back into the pocket.
Kid said, if Joe Flacco carve us up, we trash. Who did he just beat? Who was the team? I don't know why I'm blanking on. He literally just threw for like 300 yards and 2 tutties yesterday.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's long term. You know what I mean? Like that, everybody, every now and then, he's a backup now. You know what backups do? They get you a game. They get you a couple of games.
Right, because you don't expect them to do
You don't
well.
expect what they're able to bring.
And maybe that helps us.
Jaguars.
The Jaguars.
Jaguars. Shout out to the chat. But yeah, I mean, like that's
hey, Roshan's gonna be busy against Cleveland.
No, and that's what I said. You have to go max protect the whole game.
Against that dude, he's a problem.
You need to literally, I don't know if, of course you don't go max protect the whole game, right? But you need to literally have 2 guys and a running back to chip dedicated to
I got an idea.
No matter where it's at.
I got an idea. What if they play away from him? Like, how about you go to the other side and roll out away from the monster that's coming to get you?
You know what, though? I'm not going to lie to you. Like, hey, yeah, that would have helped versus Nagy.
Idea.
No, it would have helped versus Nagy for sure. What also would have helped versus Nagy if 40-year-old Jason Peters wasn't the one trying to block him that game.
I'm talking about this. Who cares about Nagy? He's killing Patrick Mahomes down there. I'm talking about right now here.
He's killing Patrick Mahomes.
Can we get like a little drop out, a little fade off to the side, a little wheel route to the other side of the all-pro guy, please?
Well, I think that's the concern there. But realistically, right, Cleveland is the first game that scares the heck out of us. You find a way past Cleveland. Are you scared of the other 3?
Oh, Steve-O brought up Mercedes Lewis. Wasn't that so awkward with Mercedes Lewis? That one play he had, it was like, what is this? It didn't even look right.
Right. So I gotta show this. I gotta show this, right?
We got reenactment. Let me.
Mercedes is old.
He's old.
He's old, right?
Yeah.
So I rewatched the play already. So Mercedes is supposed to go out, boom, set his block, pop out.
Right.
You set the block like this.
Yeah.
So the defender don't get here.
Yeah.
Because then Justin Fields got to go. No. What the? Like, that's what happened. Like, they came to the right side, and Mercedes said, I don't know.
He was shocked.
Hey, I got it. he caught the ball. That's all that matters.
That was an odd sequence. It just didn't. It was like so slow and slow development. But hey, you know what? He made something happen. Bro. I'm proud that Fields didn't have any turnovers like that. He didn't have any interceptions. It was it was encouraging of a game for sure.
Yeah.
He's growing as a quarterback. You know, he's not going to do everything right. He's theoretically his 3rd year. I love him, but he showed some growth that's better than what's coming out in the draft right now.
He's throwing more. He's already improved his passing from the year before.
Yeah.
And I think this is the year 3 coming up. That first year doesn't necessarily count. He wasn't even supposed to play, but it is what it is.
Well, so
but we might get accused of being, going too easy.
We're not even talking about that. We're not even talking about that. We're not even talking about that. Let Steve-O get to him. My bad. Tracy Ellis Ross popped up on my phone real quick. That algorithm is wild. Hilarious. That algorithm is crazy right now, dog.
Hey, Ebony Sales, to your point, I like Trubisky. My problem with Trubisky was I felt like they didn't scheme for his talent. They were trying to force him to do something that he's not as good of a passer to me as the eye test. We've seen a lot of bad quarterbacks. I know I have. He didn't have an accurate deep throw. And he wasn't able to also process as well.
He had one pass that could have saved his career, but they threw it to Javon Williams.
So, but my point is that I could roll with Trubisky. I would have been happy if we kept developing him, but he regressed.
Yeah.
He regressed as a quarterback. What we're seeing with Fields,
he also literally didn't have a coach that cared about him.
Right, but all those
all the stuff that came out, literally
Yeah.
Matt Nagy hated this man.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a different level of I'm gonna go out there and like try and mess up your career. He hated Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
So that's I mean, like that's my issue there. But what I will say is this, right? To speak to, and of course we gotta sit here and talk about. Let's finish it out here, right?
Oh, what's our next topic?
Well, let's finish out the topic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The last 3 games. Cleveland's the toughest game. I think with Joe Flacco in there, the Bears can win it. It may be a Minnesota game.
I think
it may be a Minnesota game.
But see, I don't want a Minnesota. This is my point. Stop playing scared. You have to.
But here's the problem: when you have somebody who can be in your face as much as Myles Garrett does, and the rest of the dogs that they have on that defensive line, it's not just Myles Garrett; he's just a huge part of it. There is something to be said about the pressure that they can get on you. You have to have plays that are quick plays. That usually ends up being, the slants, screen passes, different things like that.
But my point is, show some creativity. Come out there aggressive enough, not scared, and now you want to play, like you said, playing turtle, playing not to lose. We're just going to protect the ball all day. Third. Yeah, but let's do a screen pass on 3rd and 8. It's like, dude, you're killing me. This was the second half of this game showed me, and then the 3.5 quarters of the first Detroit, the Washington game, the Denver game, you can come out, show something.
This is the Justin Fields can shut everyone up game.
Yeah, that's what this really is. This is the Justin Fields can shut everyone up game, because in Justin's last 18 games, 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 8 of them rushing. 8 of the touchdowns are rushing touchdowns. 92 passer rating, 3,183 passing yards, over 4,000 total yards when you add in rushing and different things like that. I agree with Baki. Because it's the same thing. Because our offense is so odd, we don't have the running game. It has not been established. It's not consistent.
Yeah,
I like Dante Foreman because he really looks. He can break enough tackles with the setbacks that we have on our offensive line. I hate seeing Tevin Jenkins on the left side. I want him back on the right because it looked like they can actually open up some lanes for the running back.
Yeah.
Which how about we do a draw?
No, they did that to Fields.
A simple running back draw. That's how you beat the pass rush.
Yeah.
The draw.
Yeah.
That goes back to Hallis Hall football then.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like,
no, 100%. Like, and I think that is something that, to me, the Bears have not done well. They have not schemed well. I think that's been the biggest problem. Our biggest problem with Luke Getsy is that, the Minnesota game, I don't blame Justin Fields for how poorly the offense looked. Yes, did Justin Fields look bad? 100%. Why did Justin Fields look bad? Well, Justin Fields looked bad because we were running 16 screen passes. Justin Fields looked bad because we weren't trying to throw the football down the field.
Yeah.
Justin Fields looks bad because we're not trying to attack. And the one time that we asked them to attack,
is when it's up.
He drives you down the field and he gets you in field goal range. You end up getting a touchdown.
That dart that he threw.
The second half of this football game, he drives you down the field and gets you in position for multiple touchdowns. He goes 15 for 25 in the second half.
Like he
went 4 for 8 in the first.
Oh my God! It's like, what do y'all want?
Yeah,
he got to play defense and offense to prove that he can play.
Yeah.
Like, look, my point is this: as long as this line's got red and a lot of blue on there, we got to get. I might put Braxton. You know what? I did mess up. Braxton Jones is back to average. God dang it! I got to fix that again. I'm sick of this stuff, man. We got to get this line better. I don't want that on there. Can the Bears win out? Yes, they can, possibly. But the whole point.
Well, that's the other thing, right? When you look at the last 3 games, I think they can beat Atlanta. I know they can beat Arizona. Even as bad as we've been, we should be able to beat Arizona.
Well,
although Kyler Murray might be able to run rampant on you, but it's going to be December.
Look, Jared,
it might be cold here a little bit. It might be a little cold.
Well, we can win those 2 games because they don't have good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The issue is, will Jordan Love, will the Packers be prepared? That would suck. Like, they have to beat Green Bay. Like, they already lost. We lost them in the opening season. They have to win. To me, everything's Cleveland and Green Bay is where it's all about. Because otherwise, if that means they lose those games, and did I get my Michigan song? I have it. It's right here. Can I get it? You know what I'm saying? Give me my guy. All right. Anyway, so the point is that I want a real coach in here.
Hey, I will say this though. Shout out to Rajan. I don't disagree with this.
What?
He says no, the Bears can't win out. The Browns and Green Bay have their number. Now, I would hope that they can win out. I hope that they can beat the Browns with Joe Flacco, even though that defense is elite. And I would hope that they can finally find a way to beat Green Bay. But just like I can't say that he's wrong when I look at how we played Detroit twice and I look at how we played Detroit the entire time Dan Campbell has been there. We've just been able to compete with Detroit.
Yeah.
No matter who's the quarterback. Mitch killed him. Mitch destroyed Detroit.
Yeah.
Anytime he saw him.
Right.
Looked at him. I think Detroit beat Mitch Trubisky one time in his career.
I remember that Tampa Bay game too. He lit up Tampa Bay. Remember? Like,
yeah, but that was pre-Tom Brady. That was still Jameis was there. There was
I'm not counting Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's a little.
He's
different.
had good games.
Nick Foles also beat Tampa. But yeah, I mean 4.
The whole point is.
Wasn't it fourth down? In the fourth down?
I don't know. But the whole point is, I want to see this team against the better competition and beat them convincingly, not running scared and getting running out of there with a victory type of crap.
Well, and that's why I say, but here's the thing. Any way that you can get a victory versus what I would say is arguably a top 3 defense in the NFL, you take it.
Yeah.
Whether it's Justin Fields running the ball, whether it's Justin Fields passing the ball, but the thing is, you want to get out of there with mistake-free football. They force you to make mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, you definitely want to be smart. You don't want to put the emotion inside of things if you can be methodical. It's always the best thing to do, right? But the whole point is that I want my team to look like they belong there. I want how the 49ers dismantled the Eagles. You talking about 2 top teams and it was a knockout, drag out fight, but then the 49ers demolished them after a while. I want our team to be dominant like that. I don't want to have middle of the road type of team. Oh, this is the nice team that goes to church with the McCaskey family. I don't want none of that.
Yeah.
What they say? I want my linebackers to eat with their hands, not with the forks.
I can deal with the linebackers. I just want the offensive linemen not to do it. And I think that we got that. I will say that. I think that we have that with our offensive linemen. My favorite quote from Matt Eberflus that we got interviewing him on ESPN was Tevin Jenkins is the prick that this team needs.
Huh? Yeah, exactly.
Not Tevin Jenkins. I'm sorry, Darnell Wright. He said Darnell Wright is the prick that this team needs.
Yeah, we need mean dudes that want to punch you in the mouth.
No, it was like Jesus, bro. Like that's how you gonna describe him? Yes, he's the prick that this team needs. And to me, right, like you need more of those on a football team. Yeah. You do, and I'm not gonna deny that. I think clearly based on this conversation, Cleveland is the team that still scares us most. Outside of that, you've got Arizona here in the winter. You've got Atlanta. I believe that's also here in Soldier. And then you got to go up in Green Bay.
Yep.
Can you find a way to win? Can you find a way to get it done? And in the second half of this season, can you answer all the questions? Is the Browns defense better than the 49ers defense? You know what? I would say the Browns defense is better than the 49ers defense. The 49ers just have the 49ers offense to make it look a lot better.
Yeah,
Browns don't have an offense at all.
Cleveland's the number 1 defense in the league right now.
Yeah, they're pretty dominant. Niners are up there. Yeah, I would say they're probably 2. I would still maybe put the Niners ahead by a hair, but only because I know that there's an offense for the 49ers that will be able to overcome any issues that defense does have. Cleveland's literally just getting through games by the skin of their teeth off of the defense. So I give Cleveland's a really, really good defense. So to me, I think that's a big question mark. But outside of that, can the Bears win out? If you get through Cleveland, to me, sky's the limit. We'll see.
Let's see what we got so far. It looks like you said, Cleveland is number 1 yards.
That man wins again.
Baltimore 2, Cowboys 3. Carolina, shockingly, is 4th in terms of yards.
Because you don't need a lot of yards to beat them. Just pack it in. You get
yeah. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like top 11.
You're trending
defense.
towards the top 10 defense. If you keep playing this way, you'll be a top 10 defense.
We're number 2 in rush yards. We are number. Wait, did I do that right? Hold on. Yeah, number 2 in rush yards, passing yards. We're down there. Yeah, we got a ways to go.
Yeah, it's bad. No, you can pass.
Cleveland's number 1 in passing, and they are number. Where's they in rushing? They're like 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that might be your game.
That's gonna be the toughest game, and that's next week. We'll see what it ends up being. We'll break that down, of course, throughout the week. But I do like the fact that this team has put themselves in a position to finish out the season with 7 to 8 wins, hopefully 9 wins, finishing out this year, because that would mean we went out. And if we went out, guys, I need y'all to understand this. If the Chicago Bears went out, or even if they go kind of like, they win 8 games, 7 games, you're talking about the Bears finishing this season 9-4, 8-5, or 7-6. You finish the season out above 500. And a backup quarterback played 4 of your games.
Yeah.
That's keeping people around. That's keeping people in the building. That's going to allow people to have their jobs. Let's get into this final topic, man, before we get up out of here, man. Appreciate you guys for showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do over on the podcast side, man. Stop playing with us.